Hello everybody, it's me, the creator of this channel. Today, I wanted to make a rant about the gacha stereotype for blue cats bad boys. Now originally I wanted this to be a purely community post for this, but then I realized I needed to put trigger warning solo. Trigger warning for sexual harassment, rape, sexual assault, physical and mental abuse, homophobia, graphic violence. If these things make you uncomfortable, I don't recommend you watch this. Now, with that done, we can get on with the video. Also, I'll be making an cat and bad boy in the baccalogram round of this video. Now let's actually get started. Cats bad boys are severely mischaracterized, and I will die on this hill. Like no cat isn't going to just randomly sexually harass you and call you senpai, and no bad boys aren't going just attack children for absolutely no reason and tell the cat to do the same. Also, the cat isn't going to go along with it just because they're together. It honestly feels like people just watches Maya meets an cat and bad boy and thinks that's what they all liked. Like normally, I don't care about mischaracterization unless it's egregious, which in this case it obviously is. Firstly, let's go over cats because they are, in my opinion, they are the most mischaracterized. Cats mostly comes from boys love videos from the gacha community, usually with the title along the lines of the alpha and his kitten or something like that. Cringe, I know, but this was around the peak of the gacha community, and the kids around the community didn't know how to handle queer people, especially gay men, as not only were the kids in the community not that good of writers, but they mostly likely took inspiration from both the media they consumed, which likely wasn't very good representation for queer people, as well how the adults would talk about as well as treat queer people, and the way child media would portray couples, especially queer couples, if it was even acknowledged to exist at all. Oftentimes in media, straight couples usually have one feminine female and one masculine male. Even if there was a tomboy character, they'd just become feminine once they got together with the male, and there was pretty much no feminine male characters in media. That isn't the butt of the joke. All this to say that kids back then around the late 2010s didn't have the best representation of both couples in general, but queer couples as well, especially gay and trans people, which likely led to the mindset both consciously and unconsciously that couples are supposed to have one feminine person and one masculine person. This naturally would affect how children make stories, including couples for not only gay people, but other couples as well. Example being cats and cookies characters. Also, I am not counting hated child because usually they have more of a masculine aesthetic until the end, since they were mostly masculine. And to be honest, they have their own issues and rabbit hole to go down that will be saved for another time. Also, the reason why cats would call their lover senpai was because unfortunately, Gander Simulator that was made by Groomer Dev was popular and trending back then. Basically, the main character would call her crush senpai, so the gacha community took that and ran with it. Now let me get this clear as to what the cats actually acts like. Now, before gacha callers starting making videos with cats and majorly mischaracterized them, cats had three main personalities that would get used and recycled by gacha creators. Now, the first one was pretty much the most used, and what led to people thinking that cats are soft beings who are hypersexual, who say nae and senpai lot, who are weak and need their senpai to save them. This is mostly because of flanneration within the gacha community and watering down character traits. Example being shy equals soft, being slightly flirty equals sexual, kinda sensitive equals crybaby, and so on. Basically, the character traits for the first type is usually shy and quiet, but overall nice, usually bullied by either the mean girl or the male bully, and sometimes abused by their parents, usually the father, rarely the mother, which pretty much always is because they're either gay or dresses feminine-like. Thus is the setup for the bad boy needing to save them. They were also usually a bookworms and or have hobbies that are considered nerdy, so obviously this version of the cat is more introverted and thus is more popular to be used by gacha creators. Now for the next one, is the more extroverted version of the Udo cat. It kinda the same, but instead of being all shy like they usually aren't unless they were with their lover or embarrassed, it's also very rare to see them call their lover senpai or say Naya, though that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. They also have more friends than the other personality type, which usually have one or two friends. Sometimes they're even popular, though are still bullied somehow. They can be flirty sometimes as well, but not really sexual. This behavior is usually towards their lover. Now for the last one, trigger warning for sexual content and gacha heat. This is the one that people mostly confuse with the first one a lot. Honestly, this character type usually just have one-dimensional characters traits because is mostly just corn, which is fine so long as kids don't see it. But unfortunately kids saw it because the people usually uploading were kids themselves and didn't know any better. Also pretty much all cats are gay, and while I have my problem with the initial characterization due it having unintentional homophobia on the creator's part, the characterization that gacha colors give to you cats has always rubbed me the wrong way. Firstly, they always make them just be sexual weirdos who go up to people and randomly start calling them senpai and sexually harass them, sometimes sexually assault them as well, and for some reason it's always female coolers who do it. Like, be for real, no cats wants your crusty dusty up, especially if they're female, and even if they did, they wouldn't just start calling you senpai and start trying to harass you. Like, what? Where did this even come from? And no, it's not completely lost on me, the absolutely blatant homophobia that coolers are doing. It is a well-known stereotype that gay men are sexual deviants who have crazy sex drives and who sexually harass others all the time. And normally I wouldn't hold that against the community because it's mostly filled with kids. If it wasn't for the fact that the gacha community will call out people for fetishing gay men but won't do it for much more with cats to a more harmful degree. Also, why was it considered cringe whenever a new cat went demon mode, but not for coolers? And why do coolers feel the need to make themselves so much the victim that they need to make them cat sexual deviants in order to justify all those videos of them torturing and cooking them? And most the time in video the cats aren't even doing anything but standing there doing nothing. And don't even get me started on fixing videos. For some odd reason, the gacha community got it in their heads that the cat is forced to wear the clothes that they wear, which like no, and even had them be sexually assaulted or be physically abused by their partner, and sometimes even be cheated on by their partner, all so that their could swoop in and save them from their partner and fix them, and basically change everything about the cat and make the colors uglier, because the gacha community has absolutely no idea how to handle bright colors and sometimes even takes away the cat part of an cat. And naturally, there is almost never any kind of trigger warning, and sometimes the videos are even marked for kids, which likely means that children is seeing this shit, especially the torturing and cooking videos. Like, there was a surprising amount of videos marked for kids like that. I hope I don't need to tell you guys why that's a bad thing, but if you really need me to tell you, I can explain to you in the comments, because we were moving on so too long. Didn't read cats are so badly mischaracterized that it leans towards that promoting severely harmful stereotypes of gay men, and also lightly implying that gay men aren't allowed to wear feminine clothing or wearing pink, or you're fetishizing gay men. By the way, did I mention that the gacha community has next to no representation of drag men? By the way, just a thought, I don't know, maybe I am that one friend who's too woke. Now we'll move on